stage. Now, tomorrow night, we have Natalie Claro. We're going to be bringing her in for an interview momentarily. But first and foremost, I got to thank our sponsors. We got Audio-Technica USA. Check the mic. They've been down with HelloooTV since day one, so big hugs and many thanks to Audio-Technica and their crew here in the States. Next, we have NooWave, who are bringing you Flow-State-Coffee, which is coffee for creative types like you and I. Next, we have Spartan Brews Coffee Company. They do coffee, but they also have a ton of apparel. Awesome coffee apparel, great masks. Check out Spartan Brews Coffee Company. And last but not least, we have AEH Accounting. Now, if you do taxes for yourself or for your family, or if you have a brand or a business or a band and you need help with those taxes, because we know it's not easy, go to aehaccounting.com. And actually, I forgot, there's actually one more. Music Mayhem Magazine, your one-stop source for all the music news in the world of pop, in the world of rock, in the world of country. Those are some big worlds. And Andrew at Music Mayhem Magazine covers them all. Now, tomorrow night, we have Natalie Claro on the HelloooTV stage. It's going to be so great, and I'm so excited to welcome her in here to the interview. Are you there, Natalie?
Hello.
Hello. I wish we could do this in person, but we'll have to do this virtually. Is that okay with you?
It's fine. I think the whole Zoom thing is actually awesome and a great substitute for now. So
I
that
agree.
thing was really funny though, because I was like, I want to take a sip of my water, but imagine if just like you bring me in and I'm like not paying attention, doing something else. I don't know.
I'm gonna take a sip. I mean, it's coffee. It's actually NooWave's Flow-State-Coffee, but that's just
Ooh.
what I'm saying. It could be anything. No.
Um,
Welcome to Hello Hangs. Welcome to HelloooTV. We're happy to have. We're ecstatic to have you as part of our family. I did want to ask the hardest hitting question first. I've seen information that's contradictory. Are you based in Nashville or are you based in New York City?
so this is the thing. I've moved around so much that like it's all contradictory. So I actually started music in Tampa, Florida, where I grew up. I was born in California, then moved to Florida when I was like 6.
Okay.
Started doing music there. Then when I was like 17, moved to Staten Island, New York, where my dad's side is. No one could process that for some reason. So like I would say I'm based in New York now, and people would be like, "No, you're a Florida artist," and I'd be like, "I would love for that to be true, except I don't live there or do shows there now." Um, and then was up there for like, I would say 2 years, but I traveled. I would come down to Nashville a lot to visit friends and do some shows down here and stuff. And I got my apartment here. So now I live
Yeah.
in Nashville. So
Was there a specific reason beyond just the people that you knew and the network that you created in Nashville that made you want to move there?
um honestly, it was like I wanted to live on my own, kind of time for that. And those are the reasons, because I do intend on continuing to tour and travel once life
Safe to do
resumes.
so. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I
until then, I
noticed,
just, what?
I was going to say, I've noticed you did a lot of touring, pretty much up until you weren't able to tour anymore, safely
Yeah.
or ethically. And you did a significant amount of touring kind of up until and through the initial release of 2019 Selfish Topics. Um,
Yeah.
I want to talk a little bit about that, but before we do so, is there new music from you, Natalie, on the horizon?
Yes. So I'm actually working on a new single right now. It is
Ooh.
called Snow. I did like the announcement to my fans, and then I got a lot of Red Hot Chili Pepper jokes, um, which are warranted, valid. Um, yeah, so I'm working on that right now. It's in like the final stages of production, basically, and I do intend on making a music video for it.
Great. Do you have a
Blizzard.
time frame for its release?
See, it's so hard because I want to be like January, but then it's like I do think I take so long to do things, not because I'm like slow, but just because I things have to be perfect. So then I start freaking out and like redoing things. I've redone entire songs before. So just
Well, we can expect it
January.
this winter.
Yeah, this winter in a perfect
Okay.
world, basically.
Okay.
But you never know. It could be snow, could come out in summer. I don't want it to, but I don't
Hey,
think it will. But that's like a worst case scenario. So
if 2020 is any direction of where we're headed as a planet, we could get snow in July, literally in the summer of
that is a good
2021.
point. And for humanity, that's not a good thing. Artistically, could benefit.
Could
I'm just
benefit.
kidding.
That is
Yeah.
a great segue into something that I found really fascinating about you. Yeah, you're a singer. There's a lot of singers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're a songwriter. Yeah, you're a lot of songwriters. Yeah, you're a producer. Yeah, there's a lot of producer. Yeah,
Okay.
you're a multi-instrumentalist. Yeah. And you're also a video director. You wear a lot of hats for this project that you do under your namesake. Was it always like that, or has that always been the intention? Or was it just kind of out of necessity that you just wanted to have the control to get all of this stuff done? Can you speak a little bit to how you came to wear so many hats for the general brand and band and musical entity of Natalie Claro?
So it's a little bit of both, where you say necessity and kind of wanting to be that way. I'm a very stubborn person when it comes to like my own projects. I'm very laid back when it comes to something that is for the, I have the mindset of this is collaborative, or even just hanging out with friends and they're like, where do you want to eat? And I'm like, you guys pick, I don't care. If if it's like, for example, I'm the only person living here, I'm like, okay, what are we doing decoration wise? I'm like freaking out about that. So when it comes to my music, just very, I have to be in complete control or it just doesn't feel like it's really mine. Um, but then in addition to that, and I can speak for a lot of songwriters when I say that working with a producer is difficult in the sense of finding someone who hears you and will follow through with like your vision rather than theirs.
Sure.
And so that was hard in Tampa, just to find someone that was like young and like had, a very like modern creative mind. And so I just would always try to like find studios where I could have a producer make my songs, and they always turned out just like, I don't know how to explain it. Just felt, I love Hannah Montana, but they all turned out that way. And especially being
Sure.
like 15, you don't want to sound like Hannah Montana.
Yeah.
So um, I spent an entire summer listening to music in my headphones, analyzing all the layers and going, okay, how do I make a song? And
Wow.
so I had no audio software to create the song on my computer. So I would take each instrument that I wanted for my song, record it in like my voice memo, and then just kind of like sing along with it and be like, okay, I think that will be a good guitar part. And then I'd play my drums and be like, okay, I think that'll be a cool drum part. And then have to like figure out, I would go to extremes of using the acapella app. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then go into the studio, record all the instruments, and hope I liked how they all sounded together. Most of the time I liked it. Sometimes I didn't. I
But
didn't
that'll
know how to
happen
use,
anyway. Yeah, that'll happen regardless,
but at least if it happens when you're making it on your computer at home, you can go, oh, I don't like that. Let me start over, and it doesn't cost you like $200 or something,
Yeah,
like it's
exactly.
of studio time.
I wanted
Yeah, so
to
that's how I
ask,
got into.
that's great. I really wanted to ask, you're a drummer as well.
Yeah, well,
Okay. Well, no,
yes, in the
because
sense of like, I guess I have strong imposter bias, which I have just recently learned is a term, and didn't know how much it applied to me. So I will at some points deny things which should not be denied. Yes, I play the drums. I'll just leave it at that.
because there's a
Continue.
great, a beautifully shot and really powerful epic moment in your newest music video for Discomposure. So it's off of the EP that came out last year, but this video
Yeah.
came out in 2020. And so it's like the video starts, you're in your bedroom and you're figuratively very much in your own head. And then you get to this kind of lockout space where there's these people surrounding your drum set and you just start effing wailing and it's awesome. And I thought, is she really a drummer too, on top of all of these accolades and accomplishments and things that you do. So that's great. You're quite a talented young lady.
Yeah. So I do all the drums on my music. It requires a bit of, the reason I get hesitant is because when I go into the studio to record drums, it takes me just a stressful amount of takes to get it correct. Like there is always something not locked in or right, or I speed up on accident. It's because I don't have any like, I guess, well, because there are a lot of drummers who are fantastic that have never had any formal training. So I guess it's more along the lines of I'm out of practice. I can't practice in here. So the only times I ever get to play drums is when I'm in a studio, or if I go and find like a rehearsal area to practice drums in. So it's just, if somebody said, sit down at this drum kit and play, I'd be like, sure, I can. It's going to sound a little rusty, but kind of thing. But yeah, I come up with all my own beats and I play them in my songs, and the music video I am playing.
Yeah, and that's awesome. That's wonderful. You've been not shy and very unapologetic about the things that you sing about. You're very open about singing about trauma that you've experienced and anxiety, but you also take a political tinge where you sing and kind of express yourself and your support for the Black Lives Matter movement, your disgust and distaste for the family separation issues that are happening at our border. So I kind of want to pose this question to you as an artist and somebody who clearly enjoys and you feel like a need to use your platform. What do you say to people who say, shut up and sing, or shut up and dribble, or shut up and play?
That's such a weird statement to me. And I'm so glad you asked that, because I always wonder, I personally, even if a person's views were more conservative, I still, rather than attacking like, oh, you're not in the place to be able to say this, I will just have a rebuttal for that view itself. But all American citizens are entitled and allowed to partake in, politics. It's like kind of your civil duty to be informed. So there's no career that kind of inhibits you from being able to speak on the topics you want to speak on. So that's just like a weird thing that people say to people, that it confuses me. When Kanye West is saying things that are just baffling and confusing, and people are like, stick to the music. It's like, well, a musician can speak on things. It's just that what he's saying is very ignorant and bad and dangerous. So it just comes down to that for me. Anyone can speak on whatever they want to speak on. It's just that now let's make sure we're informing people and we're, making sure people aren't being harmful. So
yeah, and something that I like about your music is that there's a positive spin to the darkness, even if it feels like you're singing about something political or kind of something that's more effective for the population, or something that seems much more personal and internal for you. There's kind of a nice little sliver of positive light that shines on it. And something else I wanted to talk to you about was your show tomorrow on HelloooTV, which we should say, this is the interview segment, but your show is tomorrow night. So everyone who's watching this, be sure to tune into HelloooTV on Facebook, on YouTube, on your Facebook, on your YouTube. All the links are going to be below. As you were doing all of your significant amount of touring back when we still could tour, you did, and I'm going to make sure I have this right, the Hollister High School Nation tour.
I did.
And I want to know, it looked fun. I looked up some stuff on it. I want to ask, what was the biggest and most significant lesson that you learned from doing a tour that was entirely dedicated to performing for young people?
That's a good question. This could sound weird because there was definitely a lot that I gained from that. It's just that on the spot, without even thinking about it, I don't know what to say.
Okay.
I learned that kids, because, okay, it's weird to say because I'm only like 2 or 3 years older than like a high schooler, but Um, they're so, they're kind of like sponges in a way of like any positivity that you throw at them, they're so willing to accept it. And I think teenagers have like this reputation for being stubborn or oh, kids these days with their TikTok and their this and their that, but no one there was ever, you know, not excited for having a bunch of indie artists perform for them.
Yeah.
They would run up to your table afterwards and we were allowed to talk to them and give them merchandise and like do Q&A style things with them. And they always had so many questions that were intelligent in the sense of, oh, how do you overcome something like this? And I'm like, oh, I don't think I'm in the place to give advice here, but I'll try my best.
Sure.
But there were always questions that would make me think and almost kind of make me feel like I was getting a better understanding of life. And sometimes they would get kind of deep. So I think what I got out of it is just a lot of insightfulness. I guess the best way to put it in a broad aspect. I think kids are smarter than people treat them as. And I think that there needs to be more things like that because it's wild how I can say to a 16-year-old, like, oh yeah, this is how I handle my anxiety. They're asking me about it because Discomposure is about that. So like I would say that before the song.
Yeah.
And so they would ask me like ways to how they can deal with it, and I would help them, and they would just be so, attentive and want to learn. And then they would share things with me that would make me feel, educated, I guess is a good way of putting it. And I know I'm only a few years older than them, but there's still kind of like a break in how you can relate to a teenager once you get to like college age and older.
Especially if you're rolling through their town and their school while you're a musician on tour. I mean, that's huge.
Yeah, no, that part's like fun. But I guess I also, maybe to them, they're probably like, whoa. To me, I'm like, hey, fellow, fellow young person kind of thing. So yeah, I guess, I don't know. I feel like everything I just said was very fragmented and confusing. So I hope it made sense.
it made perfect sense. Yeah. I mean, you're talking about breaking down the barrier, and even if the actual age gap is not that distinctively different between them, they're looking at you in a certain way and you're looking at them as peers. But you just have that much more experience and you're able to help them and pass it along.
I like that.
Yeah. All right. What can we expect from you and your bandmates tomorrow night on HelloooTV?
You can expect, okay, so we had only known each other for like 3 days before that.
Wow.
That band was thrown together last minute and we look like best friends. I love those people. We're going to do a lot more shows together. So just expect a lot of on stage, I guess chemistry would be a good word.
Yeah.
We look like we've known each other for a very long time because we got along so well and we just sound so great together. And I'm so happy how it turned out. So
that's awesome.
Expect the audio quality. Oh my God. I haven't seen like a lot of video. I'm sure it's going to be, the same as all the other ones, just as beautiful. But we got a sneak peek of the audio after our set and it just sounds so good. So.
Yeah. Big shout out to our production team, our video and audio production team at HelloooTV. They always kill it. And like I said, tomorrow night, Natalie Claro and band tomorrow night on HelloooTV, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. if you're our friends in the mountains. And if you're our brothers and sisters on the West Coast, that's 6 p.m. But it's going to be playing all night. So if you don't catch it live, just be sure to turn in anywhere that HelloooTV is broadcasting. We're going to be broadcasting on our pages and we're going to be broadcasting on Natalie's pages as well. Anything else that you want to add before I let you go, Natalie?
No.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough.
I can't think of anything.
All right. Well, we'll see you tomorrow night. Thank you so much. And thanks again, everyone, for tuning into HelloooTV.
Thanks for having me. Bye.
You got it. So that was Natalie Claro. We're so excited to have her tomorrow night on Hello TV. It's going to be wonderful. Our next show is quite a special one for us as well, and I want to tell you about it right now. It's on December 5th, and it's Felix Cavalieri's Rascals. You might know him from his work he did with Ringo Starr, or the Rascals, or the Young Rascals. But right now, he's doing Felix Cavalieri's Rascals. Felix Cavalieri is a legend in the music industry, and we are honored to have him on our stage. That's December 5th. It's going to be awesome, so mark your calendars. So on behalf of everyone at Hello TV, my name is Jeff. Thanks again to Natalie. Tune into her show tomorrow night on Hello TV. It's going to be great, and we will see you soon. Bye.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yes, indeed. All right. Come on, give me your love. It's a beautiful